So basically, your thoughts become things. Your thoughts become your reality. Your thoughts become the things that you experience in life. So basically, what's inside of you is what you will experience on the outside. Like they always say, as above, as below, right? Because the two are always a reflection of each other. So I started working on the inside of me. I started raising my self-esteem. I started feeling good about myself. I started going to the gym. I had a nice body. I had everything. I was happy. The world was good, and yeah, it was actually a really good time to just stop and learn about myself. That's one thing I can't stress enough. Learn about yourself as much as possible. Learn about what you like, what you don't like. If it's a relationship that you're trying to manifest, like it was a relationship, because money wasn't a problem. When I was in the other relationship, I had so much money I didn't even have time to spend it. So money for me was not a problem. I wanted a partner that was 100% reliable, a partner who could make me grow, a partner who was just an equal to me, not in physical appearance and stuff like that, but from the inside. Physical appearance doesn't matter, anything can happen to your face, anything can happen. You can get in an accident and your face, it doesn't matter. But what's in here, that is priceless. So I wanted someone who could mirror something that was inside of me. I wanted a good person. So I put the law of attraction to work, and most people will say like, well, how does the law of attraction work? And again, this is a subject that's vast and lots of people have different opinions about it, but I'm just sharing what I know. So you might agree, you might disagree, but this is basically what I know. So law of attraction works basically, whatever you're constantly thinking about in your head. Remember what I'm saying, that your default thoughts, right? So whatever is on autopilot in your head is what you will experience in your real life. So when I was constantly thinking, why do people just use me? Why are people just don't appreciate me? Why do I always attract guys who are never loyal to me? Why do I attract cheaters and all this stuff? You see, this is what I was constantly thinking, and this is what was constantly showing up in my life, right? Does that make sense? So the moment I was like, no, I believe that there are good men out there. I believe that not all men are cheaters. I believe that the world is an awesome place filled with amazing, awesome people. I started raising my own vibration. I started doing like random acts of kindness just to give out some good energy into the world, expecting nothing back, but just to give some good energy into the world. So the question was like, how does law of attraction work? So for instance, I'm trying to think of like a simple way of putting things. For instance, in the Do We Argue video, I mentioned that I'm always late, right? Okay. So this is a belief that I have. This is a thought that I have, and in that video I mentioned that I could have 5 hours and nothing to do, and I know I need to be somewhere in 5 hours time, and there's nothing in my way making me late, but somehow I will end up be late. Okay. So my thoughts will find ways of making me late. Do you understand? So my thoughts of, why am I constantly meeting assholes? Why am I constantly dating people who don't cherish and respect me, right? Your mind, and basically the law of attraction will attract back what you're thinking. So if I'm thinking assholes, cheaters, all this negative stuff, my brain doesn't know the difference between positive and negative. It just knows that, okay, we need to go and find assholes and cheaters, and this is what I experience, right? I'm trying to explain it in a very like simple, understanding way. But this was my belief. My whole life, I've always met people who cheated on me. I've always met people who just didn't respect me in that way, right? And so this was like my automatic thoughts. This was my default thoughts. And of course, this is what I experienced in life. And same as now, I still believe, because it's not something that I feel like it's important for me to work on. So I still think, oh, I'm always late. And yeah, I'm always late. Although like now I'm trying to put more effort into actually changing that, because I haven't cracked the law of attraction. There's still lots of things that I need to work on, but the little bit of knowledge, the little bit of information that I had worked for me, and I got the husband that I wanted. This was the main thing that I've always wanted in my whole life. I always wanted a secure home. I wanted a loving husband. I wanted to be a good mom. I wanted to experience what it's like to have security. I wanted to experience what it's like to have someone who adores and loves you and worships you. I wanted to experience what it's like to love and adore and worship someone back. This is what I really, really wanted, and this is what I wrote, and this is what I started pretending was real. When I used to go to bed at night, I would think, oh my God, imagine, like, you know, just visualizing and pretending that it was almost real. I'll be here with my husband, isn't it amazing? And oh, this is what we're gonna do tomorrow, and this is what the holidays, just pretend like it was real, okay? So the first thing in the morning, I used to set my alarm 10 minutes before I actually had to get out of bed, and I would just lie in bed and just visualize what my life was gonna be when I met my husband. And before I went to sleep, I would visualize the same, the life we're having, the house and the kids we would have, and they'll be well behaved, they'll be good looking kids, and my husband would just be so amazing, and all this stuff, right? Make up your own daydreams. And I used to love, that was it. Even when I used to get like spare time, I just used to daydream about my life and how I really, really wanted it. And I got so good at it that it was just natural that it came true, right? So with the law of attraction, you want your mind to experience it almost that it's been there before in your mind, so you can bring it to you in real life, as you speak. So like I say, like attracts like, energy attracts energy. And the one thing that I'll say is, when I was thinking about my husband was going to be like this and we're going to go on holiday, one important, absolute important thing is the feeling that's attached to it. Don't feel like you haven't got it. Pretend that it's real. Oh my God, my husband just came home and he said he wants to take me to Paris. Indulge yourself in the emotions of going to Paris, the excitement, what am I gonna wear, the trip, the plane, what food are we gonna eat. Feel the excitement here, feel the joy, feel that anticipation, feel how you would feel if it was really real, right? And so it's stupid, I know, but I'm telling you, it works. It really works. And this is one thing that got me out of being depressed. This is one thing that got me out of feeling so sorry for myself. This is one thing that worked, was daydreaming before I went to sleep, daydreaming when I woke up in the morning, and the feeling, the emotion, the anticipation, the joy. I'm trying to find as many words to help to like explain the importance of that bit. So I would be like, I was almost like time traveling. I was transporting myself into how I would feel in that moment if it happened for real. And I would do this every single night. I would do this every single morning. Sometimes I'd get in bed and fall asleep. But if I woke up in the nighttime and I went to the loo, when I came back, I used to do the same and I'd fall asleep. thinking about those happy thoughts, because this is what I really wanted. This was important to me, right? So I hope I've simplified it enough. This is what worked for me, and like I said, people will disagree, agree. This is not the point. I am just sharing what worked for me. And if it sounds silly, if it sounds like airy fairy, what have you got to lose? Just give it a try. What is your daydream? Whatever area of your life that you want to change. Lots of people have different areas, you know. For me, it was like the relationship, like I said, like having the family home that was secure. This was the most important thing to me, and this is where I put so much energy and so much effort into daydreaming, as well as working on myself. Because I knew when Mr. Right came along, I was not gonna put up with shit. I was not gonna put up with crap. I was not gonna put up with someone who cheated on me. I knew all the stuff that I did not want. With your law of attraction, they always say, do not concentrate on the stuff that you do not want. But I was clear on what I didn't want. It was just there at the back of my head. I didn't concentrate on it, but I worked on myself enough. Like, what am I bringing to the table? I am bringing my heart and my soul. I am bringing like pure heart. I am bringing so much love. I am bringing loyalty. I am bringing love. I am bringing a good wife. I am bringing a good partner, a friend, right? So you have to ask yourself, okay, this is what I want, but what am I bringing to that table? Because again, like attracts like. So you might make your checklist that's got all the stuff about Mr. Right, what he's gonna be like, blah, 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 blah. But you don't work on yourself. So think of it this way: if you're not working on yourself and bringing your vibration up, bringing your self-esteem up, bringing yourself up, so you're on the same level as Mr. Right. So think of it this way: you might attract Mr. Right because, like we say, thoughts become thing. However, think of it like this, like oil and water, right? If you put oil and water into a container, shake it, it will sort of mix for a while, not very well, but it will mix. But if you leave it on the side, the oil and the water will separate because they are two different things, okay? So, you want to be oil and oil, right? They're gonna stay together because the elements are the same, right? So, work on yourself, and then you want to meet and attract someone who resonates on the same frequency as you. It's almost like two magnets. If you get a negative and a positive magnet and stick them together, they don't stick. When I was younger, there used to be like little trains that used to stick together and they'll pull themselves, and they were like magnets. But if you stuck the other train the wrong way, the magnet would not work. I don't know if you know that toy, but it's the same. So you might have two magnets, but because one is negative, one is positive, they are not gonna stick together. They don't attract each other, they don't pull each other, right? So you want your energy to pull the same person and attract the same person or the same circumstances that you want. I don't know what you want. Not everyone wants Mr. Right or Mrs. Right. People might be wanting money, people might be wanting better health, people might be wanting different things. We all want different things, okay? So for me, it was Mr. Right, and this is how I went about getting it. So yeah, so the final thought is, your life at any given moment, whether you like what I'm saying or not, this is the truth, because the fundamental laws never change, okay? So your whole life is a feedback of what you are thinking. I know some people might not like to hear this, but this is the truth, okay? The fundamental laws in the world, in this universe, are the same. Like I explained, the law of gravity, it doesn't matter whatever, good person, bad person, whatever situation, if you put an object up there, a person up there, whatever, it is gonna fall down because that's the law of gravity. The law of attraction works the same. There is no bending, there is no changing, there is no nothing like that. So whatever part of your life that you're not happy with, this is feedback that you need to go and correct your thoughts, because what you're thinking is what's creating your reality, is what's creating your experience.